Hey guys, welcome in. Happy Tuesday.
Yes,
Been a
hello.
minute.
It's
Hope
been a
you
while.
hope you guys can hear and see us. I can't find my mic, so hopefully the audio's coming through and you guys can hear us.
Can you give us a thumbs up if you can, please?
Thanks for being here. It is Chit Chat Tuesday. It's been a minute. I think our last Chit Chat Tuesday was back in early January. I've gone live since from cruise ships, but we haven't had a chance to just come live and chat with you guys. So it sounds like you guys can hear us. Thanks for letting us know that.
Yes.
But welcome in. We hope you guys are doing well. Hope the weather is great where you guys are. It's actually pretty warm here.
Yes,
Yeah, we've been in like the 70s the last few days. I think all week we're going to be in the 70s. So excited that we are like we didn't have much of a winter.
not at all.
Not at all. So we're approaching spring. Excited for that. But let's see who we have here in the chat. And I'm going to go to Facebook to see if we have viewers watching on Facebook. If that worked, let me refresh my screen. Let's see here.
And while she's doing that, the reason I'm here is because I want to hear about the icon of the seas because I've been at home taking care of these three kids. So I need to know.
We'll talk. We'll talk Icon of the Seas. So if you have questions about Icon of the Seas, feel free to drop those in the chat. We're also going to talk about autism on the seas. So if you follow us on social media, you guys know I just came off an Autism of the Seas cruise where I was volunteering. So if you have questions about autism on the seas or interested in volunteering for autism on the seas or have someone in your family that you feel would benefit, feel free to drop any questions you may have. I will get to those questions. But welcome to everyone watching on Facebook. And to those of you watching on YouTube, let's see who we have here right now. Jonathan Page, first in. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a channel member. Says happy Tuesday, guys. It's Wednesday for you. That's right. It is Wednesday. Well, thank you for being here. We are doing well. Shay's Adventures, welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you. Miss Gloria Jackson, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being a channel member. Miss Denise, thank you for being here. She says, hello, family. Happy Tuesday and happy Valentine's Day. It is almost
Tomorrow.
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We don't really celebrate it, but it is tomorrow, February 14th. If you guys are doing anything special Valentine's Day, let us know in the chat. We don't typically do
Hallmark generated holidays.
yeah,
Nah.
we don't really. Yeah, we don't. We just don't. But happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate. We celebrate love all the time. So
That's right.
that felt like the right thing to say. um, Miss Hall, welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to need you to tell me how to say your name. You are a loyal client, and I don't know, is it Felicia or is it Felcia? Am I saying that right? Can you let me know in the chat? Because I feel like I always call you Miss Hall because I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. If you could just let me know. See, welcome in. Carlene, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member. Miss Hall, thank you as well. And congratulations to Carlene, see, for hitting 2,000 subscribers here this past week, I believe. So if you aren't following Carlene, be sure to follow See It with C. Go Adventures, welcome in, welcome in. Good evening to you. Brenda Bell, welcome in. Thank you for being here. On the go with YOLO. We have a lot of channel members here today. We appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for letting us know that we're all good. Shay's Adventures. Welcome in, Sig the Solo Cruiser. Appreciate you being here. Yes, I am home. I'm home for a short for a short stay. It's like the start of this year is extremely busy. And then I'm gonna have maybe a solid 6 weeks off in April, May.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And then we have our summer cruises and things. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. We'll talk about that. But yeah, very busy. Welcome in, Shalonda. Thank you for being here on the deck with CB. Hello, hello. Charlene Phelps, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here, for being a channel member. Kristen Harris, welcome in. Appreciate you being here as well. Hold on, comments are scrolling. Let me go back. Let's see. Brian Martin, thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here. Casey on the move. Hello, hello. Phil and D saying hello to everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being channel members. See what he says. Curious to hear about Autism of the Seas. I filled out the volunteer application. Yep, we'll talk about that here shortly. Nick, welcome in. Welcome to you and Dawn. I'm sure she's watching as well. He says, big shout out to the man Ron for taking care of those kids. Ella McKinley, welcome in, and happy belated birthday. I hope you are enjoying your cruise. Keelan Walker, just want to travel as much as you when I grow up. As this work.
I want to travel as much as you too.
He wants to work. He wants to work. Currently says thank you and thanks for the support. Much appreciated. Absolutely. Welcome in Aunt Plum, Tonya Holt. Thank you for being here. Looking forward to cruising with you guys and seeing you guys here in
couple of months.
July. I had to think, when is our group cruise? July. So guys, I do have a few cabins left. We are up to 118 people on our group cruise. So it's grown. We still have about 4 cabins, I believe. So anyone's interested in getting on board our group cruise on board MSC Seashore for July 4th through the 7th, you can shoot me an email. My email is running across the screen. Drinks and Wi-Fi are included. We have a port stop in Nassau as well as MSC's Private Island Ocean Cay. So if you want to get on board, I'm going to have to close the group probably March 1st to release that those cabins back to MSC. So if you want to get on board, join us. Feel free to. It's kind of, we're going to have a couple of things planned, but not a whole lot. So it's a group cruise, but it's not like one of the group cruises where we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff going on, because it is just a short 3-day cruise, really just to give people a taste of MSC. So, yeah, speaking of MSC, if you saw on social media today, I will be partnering with MSC. I'm super excited for this opportunity. We'll be cruising on board MSC Magnifica. I don't know if you say Magnifica. I watched another video earlier today. How did he say it?
I'm not sure, but when you say we, are you talking the proverbial we, or are you just talking we meaning me?
Me meaning me and my sister. Oh. We will be on, the whole family can't go on this one, but I'm partnering with them to produce some content. So super excited for this. This is coming up here in 10 days. But we have some other MSC things coming up with the whole family. So just stay tuned for that. And but yeah, if you want to get on the group cruise.
The whole family, that includes
the whole family includes you.
Okay.
Of course. Let me go over here to Facebook and make sure I'm not missing anyone. Hey, Regina, my sister Regina's watching, and Arlinda, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Let's see. Go back to the comments. Let's see here. On the Go with Yellow says congratulations to C. Yes, congratulations. I don't know why this thing keeps scrolling like this. It's Felicia. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will never mess it up again. It's Felicia. Thank you. I thought it was, but I always like to check, because my name is RacQuelle, and I get all kinds of things. And I think sometimes you just get immune to that. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I don't even correct people because I don't know. But my name is RacQuelle. It's not Raquel. It's not Rochelle. It's RacQuelle. Let's see. What are you laughing at?
No, I was thinking of Miss Jackson, If You're Nasty.
Huh?
Janet Jackson's song.
Okay.
Remember how she used to say, never mind.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Don't stop.
Okay. Let's see. On the Go says, hey, Kristen, you tickled me today. I'll have to figure out what that's about, but stay with Kay. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Satin Jazz Lady, good evening to you. I have a few saying congratulations. Thank you so much. My cruising family, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Let's see. I hate the way this thing is scrolling. Mm-hmm. When I was on the ship, I heard the crew saying Magnifica. Magnifica?
Okay.
Yeah, that's not how I was watching a video earlier today. The guy said, I'm like, is that how you say it? Like, I can't be on video saying the name wrong. So I'm going to have to research it. I was saying Magnifica, but he said, how did he say it?
We can research it.
I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. But Lily, welcome in. Good evening to you. Jonathan says, I would love to join you all on the group cruise, but flights to the US are very expensive. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't fly all the way over here for a 3-day cruise, but yeah, we appreciate you thinking of us.
Yes.
Curly says, I remix RacQuelle's name so bad. Everyone does. And it's a tricky name, but yeah, it is. It's been my whole life. So Elif McKinley says, I understand about the name. And I think that's why I don't say your full name when I just say Elif McKinley, because I'm afraid I'm butchering that too. Is it Legacia? Am I saying that right? Yeah, I always say Elif McKinley. I know your name. I just don't say it. 2 captains, 1 ship says, hey kids, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I think that's a new name. Yes. Kristen says, on the Go with Yellow, glad I could make your day. All right. So yeah, guys, we're here to just talk about, well, my experience on Icon. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our channel members who are watching. We appreciate you guys. If you want to become a channel member, you can hit that join button right next to like our icon on the screen. If you want to become a channel member, you get some exclusive content. I do announce cruises to the channel members first, and because they have our whole schedule for the year. And as I book new cruises, they get that information.
Special travel
incentive. And I share like any promotions or deals that I share out publicly. I always share it to members first so that they get a first chance to grab. So speaking of some discounts and things, if you are looking to book a cruise, feel free to reach out to me. But I do have some group space on board Sun Princess. I will actually I'm making a few announcements. I'm actually also partnering with Princess Cruises here soon to produce content, and you guys will see that stuff coming out soon. But we will be on board the U.S. inaugural sailing of Sun Princess in October. And so I wound up pulling some group space just because I saw that it was there and it was a lot cheaper than the standard rate. So if you want to get on an inaugural cruise, now this is not a group cruise. We will be on board, but we'll be on board working working and enjoying. But if you want to join us or get on board that inaugural cruise, I do have a few cabins left. I actually sold 5 or 6 today, so almost sold out. I didn't grab too many cabins, but I just wanted to be able to offer that discount to people. So if you're interested, send me a message. Denise, thank you so much for that super chat. Really do appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
She says thank you for all of your knowledge you share with us. Absolutely, I love it. I love it.
On the Princess, when you said we, does that include me or is
that does include you?
Okay,
that includes the whole family. So we'll be on board Sun Princess. I was hoping to get on board Sun Princess before October because you guys know it's preparing to sail in the Mediterranean, or did it already start? I know it had a delay. I was hoping to try to get over there. It didn't happen. So, and I think it worked out, the way it should have. But yes, but thank you, Denise, for that super chat. Really do appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Captain says, my wife and I have never done a cruise, thinking in the next few years, adults only. Yeah, you should definitely check out cruising. Now, the only adults only cruise line would be Virgin Voyages. And I'm personally, my experience was almost 2 years ago. Wasn't a huge fan. I am trying them out again this year. I was scheduled last year, but that didn't work out. So we are going to give it another go. But yeah, Virgin Voyages is the way to go if you want adults only. So check them out for sure. Together We Travel, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. My cruising family says Ron is like, just to clarify, guys, Ron is on his own schedule. He can join in wherever he wants to join in. He wants to work. Going back to Facebook, welcome in, Miss Diane. Thank you for being here as well. Were you saying something?
I would have to kind of protest that remark because the kids do have to stay in school.
They do. And this is work for me, so I'm working, guys. Mm-hmm. Your work is different. This is work for me now, and it's working. So I'll send you that information. That's for October 14th. It's October 14th through the 19th. It's a 5-night cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. It's going to Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, and Grand Turks and Caicos. And the prices are pretty decent, especially for 2 people. The pricing that I have does not include like drinks and Wi-Fi and all of that, but you can add on Princess Plus, which is their package that includes drinks, Wi-Fi, things like that, or you can add on their Princess Premier. It ranges from $60 to $80 per person per day, but that's something you can add on if you want to. It's a great value though. Let's see. Sig says yes, RacQuelle works on the ship. I can attest to that. Yeah, guys, it's work. It's work.
Then I just want to say this, and I know that I don't really speak up during these things, but I figured that since I'm here, you guys need to understand who I am. I'm extremely petty and I'm very shallow. So anytime that I can just rib at my wife, I will do that. Mm-hmm. So.
And he does.
There you have
but it's all out of love. Oh, Jonathan says, I like your t-shirt. Oh, Brian, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the super sticker. We appreciate all the support. Thank you. Welcome in, Bill from Warm Strong Adventures. Appreciate you being here. You have a lot of content coming out. As I have a long queue of content that I have to go through. It's just been an extremely busy cruising season. Like I've been on 3 or 4 cruises already this year, and very busy wave season, like booking season. Like I'm like nonstop from the moment I wake up till the time I go to bed, booking, quoting, all of that. It's great because I'm already at about third or fourth of my sales from last year. So
Yes.
that's an amazing sign for this year. So I appreciate you all, those of you who've reached out for quotes or have booked with me. Really, really do appreciate it. But it's been very, very busy. So I haven't even had a chance to watch YouTube. But as I get notifications, I just add things in queue. And when I find time, I do watch. But yeah, Bill from Warmstrong, he has a lot of content rolling out there right now. Jonathan says, I like your shirt. Speaking of that, I'm glad you mentioned that. So our shirts, if you guys recall, early in January, we were voted Channel of the Year by Meet and I. So if you guys don't know Meet and I, they are a YouTube channel, traveling YouTube channel, and they really, really support like some of the smaller channels, um, and just do a lot of work to support one another. Yes. And so they put out, I think this might have been the third year for their awards, maybe the second year, where you can nominate your favorite YouTube channels and then you put it out there and people vote. And we were voted, we had the top award, which was Channel of the Year. And we haven't had a chance to wear our shirts. So we're wearing our shirts tonight. It says Meet and I Award Winners 2023. And we have our special trophy. So we wanted to share that with you guys. And speaking of Meet and I want you guys to do us a big favor. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
And while she's doing that, the award wasn't just for travel channels, it was for all YouTubers. Yeah. So that was kind of cool to be honored amongst your peers. And absolutely. They have some great content, and it's from cooking. There's a couple of shows that are just all over the board, but they are enjoyable.
Yes, yes. So if you guys could do me a favor, we're going to just take a minute out. If you guys could go over right now, because Meet and I, they support everyone. And just the love that they give to so many different people, so many different channels is amazing. So if we could return that love, support, that would be amazing. So I put their link to their channel in the chat. If you're on YouTube, if you could click that link, go subscribe, and then go to their most recent video, which I think was, I just watched it this morning. It was their travel video going to, you say Guadalajara?
Yes.
Guadalajara, Mexico. I just watched it this morning. Click on that video, leave a comment and say that we sent you guys over there. So please go subscribe to them. Let's give them some back. Give them some of the love and support that they've shown to so many people, so many channels, because they are amazing. I think they just hit 6,000 subscribers. So let's try to get their channel up. But we appreciate you guys doing that.
Yes.
Let's see here. Charlene, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate all of the support. Guys, it really does go a long way as far as, being able to travel and pretty much anything that you guys give to the channel, we give it right back, because it's going towards travel, it's going toward excursions, it's going toward all of those things. I'm trying to produce content. So we definitely appreciate any and all support. So thank you so much. Let's see here. But yeah, so our shirts, Meet and I, yes, winners. We got these shirts a few weeks back, but like I said, we haven't been live. We haven't done a Chit Chat live or Chit Chat Tuesday live. So I said, we're going to put our shirts on for tonight. But thank you, Jonathan.
Yes.
Casey on the move, welcome in, says, any info on Celebration Key? Will drink packages work? That is a question that I've been asked several times. Nothing has been released about that. My guess is that it's not. That is my guess. Unless Carnival makes changes, because if they're going to allow it at Celebration Key, I would think they would allow it at like their other private islands. And if you guys don't know, Carnival is the only cruise line that does not allow the drink package to roll over on the island. So if you go to Half Moon Cay and you get off and you have a drink package, you will be paying for your drinks a la carte. So I've had people asking me about Celebration Key and if that's going to be allowed. They really haven't released anything other than that quick 30-second trailer that they put out last week or the week before. We are booked on the first sailing going to Celebration Key, because I'm super excited for this. If you guys don't know, it is going to be another private island for Carnival, and it's located in the Grand Bahamas, so like Freeport area. And they're competing with Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So this is going to be epic. Like I said, we're booked on the first sailing going there. So really excited for that. But yeah, if I get any information about that, I'll let you know. But as of now, there hasn't been. I even called Carnival because I had a client ask me that, and they have no information about it. So yeah,
we'll find out.
We'll find out. Just Kaya, welcome in. Thank you for being here. And thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. And thank you, Bill from Warmstrong, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Six says a third. Oh, this is going to be a record year. Yeah, it's really going to be a record year, and I'm so thankful for everyone that books through me, or yeah, it's it's been crazy. It's been crazy, but it's a blessing. Um, Tina's saying congratulations. Everyone's saying congratulations. Let's see. Thank you so much to captains for subscribing. See if I'm locked in to meet and I. Good people, informative and fun content. Yeah, a lot of you guys are probably already subscribed. So, Miss Bree Bristle, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Your favorite couple. Appreciate you guys being here, and thank you so much for being channel members as well. Let me pop over to Facebook because I feel like I don't want to neglect you guys. Candy Hunt, welcome. She says, adore you and your channel. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Jolinda says, congratulations. Thank you. Is it Ozamara? Says, hello, love your channel. Well, thank you guys for tuning in from Facebook. I got to figure out how to get Instagram to work, but I'll figure that out another time. On the Go with Yellow says, what sailing is the first celebration key? The first celebration key is Carnival Conquest, July 18th or the 22nd. It's the 18th, I think, of 2025. Yeah, pretty positive. My app is on my phone and I'm streaming from my phone, so I can't check. I'm almost positive it's Carnival Conquest. It's a 3-day cruise, July 18th, 2025. Yeah, so we're on board. Denise says, I booked the private adult Hideaway Beach for our April trip on Allure. I'm so excited. How was your experience there? Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk Icon of the Seas. Since you mentioned Hideaway Beach, we'll talk Hideaway Beach. So Hideaway Beach is the adults only area of Coco Cay. It just opened up, and I was able to get a good sneak peek at it before. That's David Ruffin barking. I was able to get a good sneak peek of it during my previous sailing on board Icon of the Seas. And guys, I loved it. I am not one to pay for extra things, especially like a beach, because I mean the beaches all over Coco Cay are nice. Um, so I'm not one to usually pay for those types of things. I didn't have to pay for this. Let me just put that out there. Because I was invited, Royal Caribbean covered the cost. So I didn't pay for this. But
let me mark that off my things to ask you about after this live stream.
I know the sailing, at one point it was $40. Was it my previous sailing?
Admission?
No, one of the sailings, I think I was working on for a client, it was $40. And I think that's the lowest that I've seen it. I would pay $40 to go back there. Like I said, it's adults only. It has plenty of loungers, plenty of umbrellas. It's on a beautiful, like coved in beach area. They have a heated pool. That was my favorite part. The pool is 86 degrees year round. So absolutely love that. The drinks were really good. The swim up bar was nice. I had drink package included as well, so of course I had to sample some drinks. The food there was pretty good. My only complaints, I did not like the pizza. The pizza at the new place called A Slice of Paradise, I think is what it's called. It's a new spot to Coco Cay. It's exclusive to the adults only area. They had like seafood pizza and like some sort of barbecue pizza. That stuff it was too sweet for me. I couldn't do it. But I'm hearing and I'm watching other vlogs and people are loving it. So it may just be me. I love sweet things, but I love my sweets as brownies and cookies, not a sweet barbecue sauce or a sweet pizza sauce. So that kind of I didn't care for. My sister didn't either. But yeah, celebrate. I mean, Hideaway Beach, I think it's wonderful. Now, would I pay more than $40 for it? No. I would not. Only because I was just at Coco Cay last week for Autism on the Seas, and the Oasis Lagoon pool area, which is normally jam packed, was empty. So I wouldn't pay more than $40 to go over to this exclusive area, knowing that you have Chill Island, you have the Oasis Lagoon beach area, you have South Beach, you have all these other beach areas there that are going to become less crowded because people are booking the all inclusive, or not, sorry, let me take that back. It is not all inclusive. The exclusive,
Mhm.
the exclusive adults only area. So what's going to happen is people are going to pay for that. That's going to become crowded, and all the other areas are going to be really nice to hang out. So for that reason, I wouldn't pay more than 40. But if we were to go, like if Ron and I were to go, if I were to go with my sisters or friends or whoever, I would probably pay to go back there.
And does it take your drink package?
Yes, if you have a drink package with Royal Caribbean, they do accept it across Coco Cay. But yes, at Hideaway Beach, they do. So yeah, I recommend it. Try it at least once. I wouldn't pay more than $40 for it, but some people would. But get there early. Get there early because there are some prime spots to grab, and you want to get those before it gets crowded. But yeah, I think it's beautiful.
I do have a question. Are
Hmm.
there any water sports equipment or
No,
motorized sports,
no,
or it's
it's
just
really
the beach?
it's just the beach. It's like a chill spot. You have that heated pool. You have cabanas that you can rent. You have cabanas that have pools or like poolside cabanas. You have umbrellas. I mean, you could snorkel out there in the cove, but it's like no water sports, nothing like that. So
And you have to bring your own snorkeling equipment.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So nothing like that yet. I don't know if they're going to add it, but yeah. But I say give it a try. If it's $40, if it's more than that, I wouldn't pay it. Let's see here. What ships will be going to Celebration Key? Pretty much any ship of Carnival that has a call to Bahamas. So what they're doing is they're stretching out instead of like sometimes you'll get itineraries that might say like Nassau and Freeport. So they're kind of swapping out some of the like Freeport for Celebration Key. They're swapping out some of the like Half Moon Cay, Princess Cay. So pretty much all of the ships docking out of Florida are going there at some point. They don't, it's not like how Icon is going to Perfect Day at Coco Cay for every stop. It's not like that. But pretty much all of the ships, whether it's a 3 night through 7 8 nights, if it's leaving out of Florida, most ships are stopping at some point to Celebration Key.
Now, should we talk about some cruise news about the proposed new tax coming to the private islands?
Do you have that information?
Just hearing it from the.
Do you want to share that? Because I don't
No,
have a whole lot of information
no.
on that. We're not Cruise News Channel.
Yeah, we're not.
We'll
But
keep those to the other people that do Cruise News.
there will be a tax coming to private islands.
Yeah. Yes, I did hear that, but haven't really been too in tune with that. But yeah, but we're not Cruise News.
No, we're not.
So, um, Brian says, "Are you all sports fans? And yes, who were you cheering for during the Super Bowl?" No, we're not sports fans at all. I didn't even know who was playing in the Super Bowl until yesterday. No, I knew a few days before because Andrew sent me a message asking if I could get him a jersey.
Mhm.
Um,
But
Kansas City.
our Andrew did meet Tim Tebow over the
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah,
So that was at one of his a night to shine prom,
yeah,
which
the
is
special
kind
needs prom.
yes, which
Yeah,
is kind of cool.
yeah. So I don't even know who the other team was. I know Kansas City because Andrew asked for a jersey.
Mm.
I don't even know who else was playing.
I think it was San Francisco. I'm not
Well,
sports
whoever.
either.
Andrew and Dyson were opposite. So we watched the Super Bowl together because they want to do that as a family. But really, what I want are the wings and the pizza. We make homemade pizza every year and wings and all that. So I just want to sit and eat and watch.
The
But
halftime show.
yeah, and the halftime show, guys. I personally wasn't a huge fan of it. I love Usher. I love pretty much all the artists that came out, but I just didn't feel the energy for the until the very end, until Lil Jon came out. I just didn't feel it. So um but yeah, let's see here. Going back to Facebook. But yeah, so no, we're not sports fans at all, but the boys are.
Unless it's our kids' sports. If
Yeah.
they're doing something, then we're all in.
Yep. Carlene says, "Yep, it's July 18th. Thank you for confirming that." So, yep, July 18th, Carnival Conquest. Now, I didn't particularly care to get back on Carnival Conquest. Speaking of Carnival Conquest, our next vlog series will be Carnival Conquest rolling out Friday. I will have a full review on Icon of the Seas. The videos just take me a little bit longer to sit down and actually create. But I'm going to start rolling out the trip that Joe and I had in December on board Carnival Conquest. So you'll see that content. So I didn't really care to get back on Carnival Conquest for this, but I wanted to be on that first sailing going to Celebration Key. I'm also kind of hearing rumblings though that there might be a special sailing for content creators, travel advisors to maybe test the island out even before that. So I'm hearing rumblings. So if that happens, I'm hoping to be able to make that happen too. Because I was actually like, the island, if you guys saw the promo for it, it looks huge. I don't think it's going to be an island that I can cover or we can explore in like one port day. So I was looking at possibly doing like a back to back or looking at doing, I don't want to stay on Carnival Conquest for 7 days. That was my only thing. So I was like, oh, well, there was a way that we could do Carnival Conquest and then get to Port Canaveral, I think, on another ship that we hadn't been on to get back there. So we're trying to play with that to figure it out. But I think it's going to take at least 2 port days to really explore and see that island because it looks massive. Sydney says, do you still have any cabins left for Quantum of the Seas 2025? Yeah, we have a lot of cabins left. And I'm going to actually have to start releasing some of those cabins back to Royal Caribbean. So if you guys don't know, we're going to Alaska for our group cruise next year. We haven't had as big of a turnout as the MSC. Like I said, we have 115, 116 people on MSC Seashore Quantum of the Seas. I think we have maybe 5 cabins outside of us booked. And it's just because the price point is a lot higher. Alaska's a lot higher. This is a big ship. So I totally get it. But yeah, we do still have a few cabins left, but at some point, probably in the next couple of months, I am going to release those cabins back because I just don't think we're going to have the turnout for that group cruise, which is perfectly fine. I don't want to have a huge group cruise going to Alaska, but just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, if you're interested, feel free to send me an email. Jonathan says, my dog Oscar can hear your dog. He's barking in unison. That's funny. We got a deal for the day pass, $76 for 2 adults. Yeah, that's not bad. I'd pay that. On the go says I paid around $40 for a future sailing. Yeah, I can tell you though that they increased it because I think I said it was like $40, and then a follower sent me a screenshot of theirs. It was $85.
Wow.
I said I would not pay that. So Royal Caribbean has static pricing, so they change the pricing as people are browsing and looking and booking. So yeah, the prices just go up. When you see something you like with Royal Caribbean, just book it because it will probably go up. Jolinda on Facebook says, have you ever sailed to the ABC Islands? We have not been to Bonaire. We've been to Aruba and Curacao. Recently, actually, Aruba and Curacao, and Thanksgiving, November of 2023 on board Carnival Magic. So we do have vlog series for that. We were partnered both of those ports, right? Yeah, Aruba, we produce content for Resort for a Day. So we're still kind of working with
Rio.
For Aruba, yeah. So we're working with Resort for a Day. They're one of our, I guess, long-standing partners that we're producing content all year long for. So we have content for Aruba, and then Curacao, we partnered with
Tours.
Oh my gosh, Irie Tour.
Yes.
Irie Tours.
Yes.
Yeah, Irie Tours there in Curacao. So definitely, highly recommend Irie Tours. They were amazing. So loved it. Want to get to Bonaire. Want to get back to all the ABC Islands because they're beautiful and there's a lot to do there.
And Curacao was just so rich.
Yeah.
With artwork. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, we'll have to get back there.
Oh, and they had the what was it? The bridge, the lock, padlock.
The lock part. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Excuse me. Monique Richardson, welcome in. She says, congratulations. Thank you so much. Casey on the Move says, March. Oh gosh, this thing keeps scrolling. Said March 22nd sailing is $30.99, and I've seen it go to $26. That's awesome. Yeah, they need to keep it like that. Just put a little price tag on it to keep it exclusive. But the $85, I think that's ridiculous. Oasis Lagoon was almost empty on the inaugural sailing. Yeah, it was empty. It was empty for Autism on the Seas, and that water is ice cold there all the time. Valerie says, hello, RacQuelle and hubby. Welcome in, welcome in. Drunken Flirty, how are you guys doing? Thank you for being channel members. Appreciate you being here.
Yes.
All the Mays, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you as well for being channel members. See what C says. I felt the same about the halftime show. Wish they could have started with a faster song or two. Yeah, he came out. If you really watch it, it looked like he wasn't ready to come out. He kind of came out like this wasn't like a pop or a bang. And it was almost like, for me, it looked like he was like counting his steps, like the choreography. That's just how I felt. But I love Usher. I just didn't care for that performance. Elif McKim says, Andrew looked very nice. I loved his suit. Thank you. So yeah, Andrew just went to a night to shine. I literally got off the Autism on the Seas cruise on Friday.
Yes, Friday.
And got home with like 2 hours to spare before a night to shine, which is, if you guys don't know, it's an annual event that happens. It's sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation. There's churches across the world that host this event, and it's for anyone age 14 through 100 or whatever that have special needs, whether it's autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, any type of disability. It's a special need. It's a problem for anyone that has some sort of special needs. And it is a beautiful event because you register, you can volunteer. I volunteer. You can serve as a buddy to some of the guests. You can fix up their hair, do makeup. You can help them with like limo rides. It's just a really cool event. And so we went Friday night. Drew went with his team because they rented like
his Special Olympics team.
Yeah, Special Olympics team. They went together. It was like 30 of them.
Yes.
Like 30 of them, and they rented a party bus. So they had a great time going on the party bus. And lo and behold, and guys, I was a little upset about this because we were there, and because Andrew's getting to that stage where he doesn't want me around as much. You know, he wants to be that cool 18-year-old without his mom having to keep watch. So we stayed for a good hour.
And then we were asked to leave.
And yeah, we were asked to leave. We left, got home. Drew sends me a picture. And I screamed. I said, "Is that Tim Tebow?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tim Tebow. Out of all of the churches, across the world. Now him and his wife, they visited several different churches across the world. I mean, what are the chances? Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, so there's Andrew. He has video and pictures with Tim Tebow. Mm-hmm. Then Tim Tebow gets on the group's party bus. Like, it was amazing. So Andrew had a great time. But yeah, if you have someone, regardless of the age, check out A Night to Shine. It happens every February. This was the 10th year of it. I think I've volunteered at least the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. This was year 10 of it. It is amazing. It's free.
Yes.
And everyone gets crowned king or queen. So, and Tim Tebow actually crowned all of our athletes, all of our, yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, let's see here. But yes, thank you so much. Warmstrong says, yep, too many slow songs. Absolutely. KT Trout says, hi from California. Did I miss your discussion of autism of the seas? My nephew has autism. Would love to take him and my nieces on a cruise. Let's go ahead and talk about it, because if you guys have questions about Icon, I will put a full vlog out there. Long story short about Icon, I loved it, but I wouldn't pay the price for it.
Size.
The size of the ship was a little too big for me. And I could be saying that having only done 3 days on the ship, but it felt like it didn't need to be as big as it was. That's just me. Would I get on it again? Yes. Would I pay the current prices for it? No. If I was invited on it again, I would go for sure. My only disappointment with Icon of the Seas was kind of like and I think this is across Royal Caribbean, it's kind of like the nickel and diming. And the fact that, you know, you have this mindset of a brand new cruise ship, that the food is going to be different, the food is going to be better. And I felt like it was the same old Royal Caribbean food. Like, it was like, I rated like a 6, maybe a 7, some places, but it just wasn't like, there was nothing that I ate that I really said, oh, that was really, really good.
So when you
said the drinks were really good.
When you said you rated, that's just the food, not your overall experience.
Yeah, I would say I would rate the food a 6 or 7. My overall experience, probably about an 8. It's a great ship. There's a lot to do. The entertainment, I rank it a 10. Wizard of Oz was great. The Aqua Show was amazing. The Ice Show, all of the entertainment was really, really good.
Water parks?
The water park, I didn't really partake in the water park, when that's not my thing. But I would say the water park for families in the family areas, I would rank like an 8, 9 out of 10. The kids would love it, but it just felt too big for me. I think if the price comes down, we'll definitely get on it as a family. But right now, the prices, guys, I just booked someone the other day, 2 guests, $7,000. And they had a ocean view. $7,000. I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful because, yeah, I'm thankful you booked. But $7,000, and guys, it's hard for me because I like to cruise on a budget. So it's hard for me when I have clients that want to spend that kind of money. I want to tell them, don't do it. That's too much money. But I'm not going to stop anyone because your pockets are different than my pockets, what have you. But that's a lot of money. So, and the prices are going up. Star of the Seas is ridiculous too. But so that's my only issue with Icon. And I felt like there were some areas, like, as far as like, I felt like there should have been more food included. Yeah.
For the price point?
For the price point, there should be more food included. Okay. So that's it. But Autism on the Seas. So,
for those of you who don't know, our oldest son, Andrew, is autistic. So we have a special place in our heart for that community. Now go ahead.
So Autism on the Seas is an organization that provides support to families who have children or even adults with autism that are developmentally delayed, like pretty much all disabilities, ADHD, like it's not just autism. It's called Autism on the Seas, but it's open for a wide range of disabilities. And so what they do, and if you don't know, I just volunteered with Autism Seas. It was my first time volunteering, although I've been signed up for like 2 years. I just hadn't, whenever they released which shifts they had, it just didn't work because I was in school. And so finally, I'm like, well, I'm not in school. I have to volunteer. And I wanted to try out just like a shorter sailing because I didn't want to commit to a 7 night sailing, not really knowing what it looked like. And so I saw a 4 night sailing. I committed to it. I was on board Allure of the Seas this past Monday through Friday. So if you have someone that has disability, autism, what have you, if you go to autismontheseas.com, they will list all of the cruises that they have, I think within the next 2 years, where you can, it's called a staff supported cruise. And so depending on your individual's disability, you may select to do a one-to-one volunteer. So everyone that works for Autism on the Seas are volunteers. No one gets paid. This is not a paid position. And it's also, let me just say this, it is not, people think it's a free cruise. It is not, because you aren't cruising, you are supporting. Ask me, yeah. When I tell you you're working, it was like 14, 15-hour days. I loved it because like that's kind of where I come from, working in schools, and I kind of missed it. So I had no problem not really being able to see the ship and not really being able to do things because I was helping families have a better experience on board. But so yeah, you can sign up for the cruise. Now, the cruise cost for the most part is this pretty much the same cost you would pay if you booked it directly, but they add on a fee depending on whether you're doing a 2-to-1, meaning you have a volunteer who's supporting two families, which is what I did, or whether you're going to have one-to-one, meaning one volunteer supporting your family. And you pay that fee. If you have other family members, like if you have 3 kids, one with autism and 2 others, the 2 others can also join in on our activities and different things. But the way it looks, I mean, pretty much those families that are signed up for Autism on the Seas, they get priority, like getting on the ship, getting off the ship. And it's really just keeping in mind the disabilities and those accommodations that will help support, those individuals with disabilities. So having, priority embarkation, disembarkation, early dining. We had like a section of the dining room that was kind of blocked off from everyone else. Reserve seating for shows. And so the way it looks, I mean, pretty much it's the family's cruise, and there's going to be times throughout the day where there's respite. So, and what is the respite? Respite is where I'm not gonna say babysitting, but it's like maybe a 3 hour, 2 to 3 hour time frame. There might be multiples throughout the day where the families can drop off their individual, and we have activities, games, movies, music, whatever for them, keeping them entertained so that mom and dad or whoever can go off and enjoy the ship without having to manage. And then there's times where we kind of push in to help support in other areas. For instance, we had water day, and water day is, we might spend 3 or 4 hours at the pool or water slides or whatever, and we are there to support our families. So rather than the caregivers or the moms and dads or whoever to have to stay in the pool with them or watch them. We are there to do that for them. When it's time for breakfast or lunch and dinner, we have reserved seating in the buffet. No one can sit there. And it's our job to, if the individual needs help being fed, we feed them so that mom and dad can have dinner. Um, we go around and help them, get their plate through the buffet. It's just really whatever we can do to help support to make the vacation better. If the individual needs to take a break, needs to go to respite, that's our job to do. And it just helps the family to have that extra hand or extra hands so that they can enjoy their cruise and not have to worry about constantly having to do what they normally have to do at home to care for their family member or friends. Did I cover most of that? You covered most of it. And that was it in a nutshell. It's a lot to it, but hold on. When you are having the breakout sessions with the kids, you said the reason they do Royal is because of their break rooms. Yeah. So right now, Autism on the Seas has a lot of Royal Caribbean sailings. They just added 1 or 2 Carnival sailings, and they used to do Disney. I don't think there's any Disney listed right now. So the reason that they select the ships that they select has to do with
The design.
like the design of the ship and whether there's a respite area that we can use. So, like for instance, on Allure of the Seas, we used the conference room. The conference room was huge. We were able to split it down the middle. They put partitions in for us. So we had a quiet room for, our kiddos that wanted, a quiet sensory area. And then we had, a section for the ones that wanted to run and do what. So we were able to break that off. Some ships don't offer that. Like the libraries are small, the conference rooms are small, so they can't really do that. So that's why you see a lot of Royal Caribbean ships listed. There's mostly like the longer 6, 7, 8 night cruises, but there are periodically like 4 night, 5 night cruises. And so you can book directly with like Royal Caribbean and then transfer your booking into Autism on the Seas. You
Or you
can.
can book with
Yeah, or you can book with a travel agent. I am certified to help families with autism on the sea. So you can book your cruise through me, and then I transfer it and do all of the paperwork for you for autism on the seas to get you situated. Or you can just book directly with Autism on the Seas. And like I said, there's a small fee, and the fee varies depending on the cruise. Like it might be like if you're doing 2 to 1, it might be like $150 more per person who's going to be affected by who's going to actually be part of the respite or part of the group. If you're doing 1 to 1, it might be a little bit more, maybe $300 or so per person. But it's a great, great program, and I am so like I had goosebumps the whole time. It was amazing because it's like I took two of the things that I loved most, education and children, special needs, and cruising, and that was like all together. And so, like, I didn't get to go to shows, I didn't get to do these things. Now, as a volunteer, let me talk from the volunteer standpoint. Depending on the length of the cruise, you will have time off. So if you have 3 or 4 port days, you might get 1 or 2 port days off. So what that looks like is you would go help the families with breakfast, and then the families are responsible for managing their own individual for like excursions and things. There are times where there might be a port where it's a staff sponsored excursion where we go with the families on the excursions and help support that way. Coco K was like that. So we, helped families go through breakfast, and then we all met up. We helped get everyone off the ship. We walked them through Coco K. And then we stayed with them for a few hours, and then I was free for like 4 or 5 hours until they got back on board. So we're just really there to help support. Certain ports, you might be with the family all day doing whatever excursion they decided, just there to help support, however. Um, but yeah, so as a volunteer, you will get a little bit of time off, but like a sea day, like our sea day, and our Nassau day got canceled. So we had like 2 sea days. So we worked a little bit more than we thought, because we should have had Nassau day completely off. And that didn't happen. We had to have respite care, and we did like
so you had to be flexible.
yeah, we had to be flexible. So if you sign up to be a volunteer, so the process to sign up to volunteer, I know this is all over the place. And there's a lot of information on the Autism on the Seas website. You sign up, and then they'll do like an informal like interview, and then they'll do a background check, and they're looking for people that have backgrounds in education, the medical field, whether you're a nurse, behavioral specialist, what have you. They're looking for people that have knowledge of working with people with disabilities. And so you can be retired, you can be actively working, what have you. They'll interview you, they'll do a background check, and then they'll ask for references. Now, I had mine completed 2 years ago. And so then what happens is you get a portal that lists all of the cruises that they have for the next year or two, and you just submit your availability. Probably a few months before the cruise, they'll reach out to you to say, hey, are you still available? We'd like for you to join us on this cruise. So yeah, that's just kind of how it works. You don't pay for the cruise, but let me just say this. Do not try to volunteer thinking this is a free cruise and that I'm doing this for my vacation. It is not your vacation. So yeah, I feel like I'm just all over the place right now. Yes, it's not your vacation. You're just there to support. You do pay for your flight. You do pay for your hotel stay. So that's really all you pay for, and your gratuities. You can do like a what's it called? Like a GoFundMe. It's called Go Cruise Me or something like that, where you can ask people to help sponsor you so that you can volunteer. So if it's going to be, too much of a cost for you to fly to the cruise or whatever, you can do that to raise money. I didn't do that, but you can do that. That's an option.
Okay.
So that's it in a nutshell. If you have specific questions about Autism on the Seas, let me know. Now, I do plan to volunteer more with Autism on the Seas, and actually, I've had people already reach out asking if I was going to be on their sailing or if I could be like a one-to-one buddy with their individual. So, I think for me, just looking at the time commitment, like I can only commit like right now for Autism on the Seas. I do plan to do it a few times a year, but it would have to be on like the 4 or 5 night sailings only because like I felt like I was working so much that I didn't do any other work. So I came back home and like I was falling behind with clients and falling behind because there really wasn't a whole lot of time. And by the time I was free in the evenings, like 10 o'clock, I mean, I was exhausted. It was a good exhaustion.
But didn't you go to the casino during this? I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I did go to the casino late night after I was free, but I didn't win anything. So so let me go here to the comments and see if you guys have any questions. Um, but yeah, so KT Travels, if you have any other questions about Autism on the Seas, just drop those in the chat. See what she says. I was wondering if that would actually be the first sailing. Preview cruises are definitely the new wave. Yeah. And Carlene's talking about Carnival Conquest going to Celebration Key. Yeah, that is the first official, but I kind of heard from my BDM, who's my business development manager, that there maybe like a preview cruise, or I don't even know if it's going to be a cruise or if it's going to be like you can fly there and go see but I'll let you know if I hear anything. But that's kind of what I'm hearing. Ella Killing says, I would love to jump on that first sailing. Yeah, let me know. Jonathan says he's going to sleep. Thank you for being here, Jonathan. We appreciate you being Jonathan. Here. Deborah says, hi, where can I find information about your Alaskan cruise? Looking for a first cruise with Royal and an Alaskan cruise. Yeah, I will post that tomorrow on Facebook, Instagram. So follow me there and I'll post that there. Or you can send me an email to cruise@majoradventurestravel.com and I'll send that to you. But yeah, good night, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Brian says hit those thumbs up. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Happily Ever Yachty, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate all the support. Good evening, Carmen from Cincinnati. How did you like the Carnival Sunrise? Our family is going in October. Carnival Sunrise is one of our favorite carnival ships. We've been on it 3 times. So have 3 different vlogs, 3 different vlog series on Carnival Sunrise. No big complaints about it. Other than the last one, we went in Memorial Day weekend, and it was a little bit rowdy with some of the kids. But yeah, it was a little bit rowdy with some of the kids. But that was probably the first time we experienced where we had to actually talk to kids because they were extremely rowdy. But other than that, I mean, the ship itself, we like Carnival Sunrise. You'll have a good time. On the Go says Super Bowl is no longer my thing. I will sit with hubby and was on my iPad between lives in Jurassic Park. Yeah. Jennifer says, odd question. I know you volunteer as Autism on the Season RTA. Can you book staff cruises for them? Because I know some TAs can, some TAs can't. So wondering. Yeah. Travel agents, you have to be certified to book Autism on the Sea. So there's like a module or whatever you have to complete, and you create a profile, what have you, and you can book. TAs can book Autism on the Seas. You just have to put in a little bit of work on the back end first. And so really what it looks like is like I'm booking Royal Caribbean and then I'm transferring it into Autism on the Seas on your behalf and support your booking with payments, this and that, questions you may have. So kind of serving as the mediator between you and Autism on the Seas. So yeah, as a TA, I can book, and some other TAs can book Autism on the Seas. Happily Ever Yachty says, I'm going in April on the Odyssey. Love Aruba and Curacao. We'll have a good time on the Odyssey. Yeah, that was very awesome. He met Tim Tebow. And thank you so much, All the Mates, for the super chat. We really do appreciate that. Melina, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it was a really nice event. It really was. That's sad when you pay good money, you want great food. Yeah, I just feel like the food was okay. There really wasn't anything that really stood out to me. I am unable to volunteer. Can you donate? Yeah, if you want to, like if there may be other people that support Autism on the Seas, you can absolutely do it. Like if I get selected to go on another cruise, which I'm sure that'll happen once I've already put an interest for a couple of others. Then yeah, I could easily put out there, hey, I'm volunteering with Autism on the Seas. If you want to contribute to me flying down to wherever or what have you, yeah, I could do that. I just didn't do it this time. Um, yeah, I mean, if I can pay money to go on our personal flights, I can pay money to volunteer and support others. That's just kind of how I see it. But if I do it regularly, like I cruise regularly, I might be like, hey, you guys want to contribute a little bit? But no, if I can go down for my personal enjoyment, I have no problem paying the cost of the hotels and the flights or whatever for someone else's enjoyment, so we can help take care of their family. And that's really, that's really like something that I love to do. So um, see what she says. Yeah, I saw that coffee in hand. Yeah, yeah. How do they handle pairing volunteers with participants who may have significant behavioral needs? So yeah, so they'll ask specifically, like what your background is in, if you have any special like certifications or any special knowledge on certain disabilities or behaviors, if you're like a therapist and trained to work with those types of things or types of behaviors. A lot of times the ones with more severe behaviors request a one-to-one, so they'll put out there like, we're looking for a certified, ABA therapist, we're looking for a certified um uh,
Fill in the blank.
whatever, and so you can sign up that way. But yeah, so that's kind of how they pair it. Now there are some that volunteer regularly, and it sounds like the families know who they are and they will ask to be one-to-one with that person. And so if you're, and the thing about it is you're not just supporting your family. So like I was assigned two families, and but you're not just supporting your two families. If you are one-to-one, you are just supporting that one family. If you are 1 to 2, meaning I have two families I'm supporting, it really just means I'm keeping my eye on these families. I'm supporting in the need, if there's a crisis going on, if they go on an excursion or if they do whatever, I'm with them. But like when we're in respite or when we're like dining and things like that, you're pretty much with everyone and you're just supporting all the needs. And they have some really cool tools that like give us background information on the kids or the adults.
So you get a fact sheet.
Yeah, so you get like a fact sheet that kind of gives you information about their disability, kind of what, some of the triggers are, ways to calm. You get a lot of information. So yeah. So, but no, it's great. Welcome in, Just Z. Thank you for being here. Alda May says, this is so awesome. Thank you for volunteering and helping those families. I had no doubt they were grateful to you. My grandson has autism, so I know the challenges. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I loved it. I really did. Speaking of which, Erin, who's here on Facebook, thanks, Erin, for being here. I met Erin on Autism with the Sea. She volunteers regularly. She says Royal Caribbean is phenomenal for also supporting the families. They go above and beyond as a cruise line. And guys, I do have to applaud Royal Caribbean on this because like I just watched how the crew interacted with our families and the kids. Oh my gosh, like it will almost bring you to, I'm about to cry now thinking about it. It will almost bring you to tears because it was like watching the wait staff, like they understood. And
it was a different level.
Yeah, it was like a different level of service. And I can't say that I would that you would get that across all cruise lines, but and I don't know if they hand selected the crew to go to like our section of the dining room or what have you. Um, I don't know. Aaron says they make chicken tenders for breakfast. Yeah, whatever our families need or wanted, they provided. I mean, it was just amazing. So again, I don't know how they work it. If they let them know in advance, hey, this section is going to be Autism on the Seas. Let's put these people here. But I mean, and we had to sit at different dining tables each night. So we ate with the families and they wanted us to eat with different families. I didn't run across one crew member that like kind of looked funny at anyone or they got it. So yes, absolutely. Aaron says they're phenomenal of working with the families. Yeah, they are. Now I would love to try a carnival Autism on the Seas because you guys know we love carnival. So I'm curious to see how that looks compared to Royal Caribbean. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It was awesome. Diane says, do you book other vacations such as all-inclusive resorts or just cruise? Just cruise, guys. That is my specialty. So I know cruising in and out. That's all I book. I might eventually in the next few years go on to all-inclusives, but yeah, when you know something and you do well at something and people come to you and they look to you like kind of as an expert in that, I think I kind of found where I should be. Aaron says I paid 52 for Hideaway for a November sailing. Yeah, so it just depends on the sailing. For that. But yes. Angela says, OMG, I caught you guys live. I'm super excited. I'm a very new subscriber. Well, thank you so much, Angela, for being here. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Love your videos and your family so much already. Well, we really do appreciate it. We're getting a lot of new subscribers. Speaking of
Yes.
new subscribers, guys, we are growing and growing fast.
Yes.
Um,
We're not going to call it a milestone because I was told not to. However, if some of you remember, we celebrated our 10,000 mark. What was it 3 months ago?
I think it was more than 3 months ago.
Around December time?
No, it was probably back in October.
Okay, so about 6 months ago, and now we just hit 15,500.
Yeah.
So that's
So we're growing quickly, and I think it was because of Icon of the Seas. We gained easily 1,500, close to 1,500 subscribers since coming back from Icon of the Seas. So we're so thankful for all of you who have been longtime subscribers and those of you who are new subscribers. We appreciate all the support.
yes.
Katie says, thank you so much for the information. Yeah. And if you have any other questions, I think Erin is still watching. If Erin's still watching and if there's a question I can't answer, I'm sure she can. But yeah, I do plan to volunteer again. I had a really good time. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of work. You're going to be tired. My back was killing me. But guys, just to see, how the kids and the adults interacted with one another. It's kind of cool actually to see so many different personalities within one room. so so I think that was kind of fun to sit back and watch. And I truly miss that because
we do see it. So from what RacQuelle described to me, it seems like a similar feeling when we do our Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Because we are like one big family
Mm-hmm.
because we all have kids that have special needs. So we kind of get it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't judge. We just
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah, so it's fun, and I want to do it sooner. I want to volunteer again sooner than later, but the 7 night cruises, and that was probably my fault doing it during wave season, guys. I was just like, oh my gosh, I really can't be on my phone. I should be on my phone, but I had clients reaching out. I had clients cruise. So for me, I would absolutely do the 7 night cruises if and they have more 7 night cruises than anything. I would do them, and they're on Icon of the Seas, Wonder of the Sea. They're on like nice ships. Like I would do the longer cruises if I wasn't so like into the business because and right now it's just the busiest time. So it's hard for me. So like the 4 days honestly was like a struggle a little bit trying to keep up, and I came home exhausted and then I wasn't feeling well. And I'm just now, I think, finally caught up. So if you sent me a quote request or were waiting for me to book you, thank you for being so patient. And most of you guys understood that. It was hard, but I did. Yeah. So yeah, if you're going to volunteer with Autism on the Seas, do just that. Know that you're there to volunteer. You're putting in the work. You're putting in the time. It is so, so, so rewarding. And if you have someone that you feel would benefit from an autism staff supported cruise, definitely feel free to send me a message. I can even help get you booked, or I can pass you along to Autism on the Seas, or you can even go to autismontheseas.com and they can help you with any questions you may have and what have you. But I've already had people asking, when are you doing it again? I want to sign up, but I want you to help support. I don't mind doing that, but it would have to be probably like in the fall. I'm thinking. Yeah, it's just the beginning of the year is busy. Carlene says, good question, Ron. How do they handle free time, if any, when volunteering? Yeah, you'll get breaks here and there throughout the day. But yeah, it's like it's pretty much back to back. So like when I say a break, I think the first day I might have gotten like an hour break at some point. The port days, like I said, you'll have some port days off where you'll have like the port times off. Like you have to support breakfast and then you have the port times off. And there's some ports that you have to assist with the short excursions or what have you. But yeah, sea days are pretty much, it sounds like the busy. I mean, we had 2 sea days, so it's like busy, busy. So you'll get a little bit of time here and there, but yeah, not a whole lot. And I had to get in, the cold pool. And it was nice though, because one of my kiddos wanted the jacuzzi. So it was one day I sat in the jacuzzi for an hour and I was loving that was like heaven. So I didn't have to get in the cold water because he just wanted to be in the thing. Um, yeah, Aaron says, I'm here. Autism on the Season, Night to Shine crew. Absolutely. Our cruise was busy. We had a lot of families. Yeah, and it sounds like we probably had a lot more families than we normally would. Um, was it 41? Or it was quite a few. You may have more or less downtime depending on how many families are on board. Yeah. So yeah, we were busy. And probably because it was a 4-night cruise.
But according to my receipts right here, you did have enough time to go to the casino.
I did.
At least two times.
I had time to go to the casino.
So you couldn't have been that busy.
But I was only there a hot second because it didn't do me well. I did go to see Quest, but that was like 10:30. Actually, Jocelyn from Allen Family Adventures was on board. So I met up with her a couple times late in the evening, and she knows I don't do anything late, but it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. We went to Quest and we
And didn't you
did something else, but
Jocelyn in the casino?
That's what I just said, Jocelyn.
Okay, I'll have to
chat
with her.
Let's see. Angela says, hey, I'm so glad to meet another casino lover. Nothing wrong with a little fun. Yeah, I'm not really a casino lover. I love the slots. Royal Caribbean just never does me right. Carnival, I can go on Carnival with a few dollars and I can keep playing. I never on Royal have I hit anything. And I might go on with like say $50 or whatever, and you think you can kind of keep playing on that. No, doesn't happen. So
how much did you say you're going there with?
Jennifer said, who gets the commission in that case? So if you book directly with Autism on the Seas, they get full commission. I'm being very transparent with you guys. If you book with a travel agent who transfers it into Autism on the Seas, we get half the commission. So it's a commission split. So I would still be responsible for and that's because that commission is kind of used to help support, it's a nonprofit organization. So it would be like 50-50, but I would be the person responsible for your booking, responsible for helping make payments, responsible for answering any questions related to your cruise, helping plan excursions, what have you. And then Autism on the Seas will do their backside as far as getting the information they need about your person and help support that way. So yeah, it's a commission split, but if you book directly through them, they get full commission. Angela says, I've never cruised before. How far in advance of cruise should I be contacting a travel agent, i.e. your travel agency? Well, thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to me. The best thing to do is to book at least 1.5 years, 2 years in advance. So if you're looking to cruise, I would say if you're looking for next year, go ahead and get it on the books now.
If you're budget conscious.
Because then you can make payments along the way. Usually the pricing is best 2 years in advance. And if by chance there is a price drop, before your final payment, you can get your price adjusted. So it doesn't hurt to book early. It actually, there's a benefit to booking early. And then you get, prime inventory. You're going to have some of those cabins that people, that sell out fast. So yeah, it's never too early. Most cruises are available through 2026. Actually, Royal Caribbean, their short Caribbean cruises are going to be posted next week. So the 19th.
But if budget is not an option, you can book tomorrow.
Book tomorrow for this year? Yeah, you can, but you're going to have limited availability. I literally had people booking today for March, and it was like getting scraps. So I wouldn't recommend waiting too long, but I made it happen for at least both of those. Yeah, I had two different people reach out about March and was able to figure it out, but it's hard once you get within that 3 to 6 month window before the cruise. The availability is very limited, especially when it's peak season like summer. It's hard to find. But yeah, reach out to me. I don't mind helping. I want to help. It's my business. Brian says, question, just curious, but what does the MH stand for in MH Family Adventures? Our last name, Major Holland.
Yes.
Well, my last name, it's hyphenated, so Major Holland. Good question. On the go says corporate Ron. Yep. Keisha says, hello, RacQuelle and Ron. Great way to give back and volunteer. Sounds amazing. Yeah, it's really good. Casey on the move says, welcome in, Michelle PJ. Thank you for being here. Will Sun Princess or Star Princess have water slides or team things to do? They will. This will be the first family-oriented princess cruise ship. That's why we want to get on board and really check it out. And as I said, we will be partnering with Princess Cruises to bring some content, some family friendly content on Sun Princess. So stay tuned for that. But yes, they will have water slides. They will have some of the areas that you might find on like Royal or Carnival, like they'll have like the ropes course type thing. So some things that they don't have across other Princess Cruises, they will have on board Sun and Star. Deborah says, I'm mostly a solo cruiser, but I love your videos. They remind me of the cruises I took with my son when he was young. Well, thank you so much. But yeah, and I do a lot of solo cruising, especially here lately, because I mean, I'm not gonna say not working because I'm working really hard.
Yes, you are.
Me not being attached to a school. So yeah, I have quite a few solo cruises and I have some coming up here soon. So speaking of upcoming cruises, let me just go ahead and announce the next few cruises. These have already been announced to channel members, but the next cruise is on board MSC Magnifica. I think I'm saying that right. MSC Magnifica in 10 days. That is a short 3-day cruise with my sister Regina. I will be partnering with MSC to bring you guys some content. So excited for that. Followed by
Oh, I don't know.
Sky Princess. Early March, I'll be on board Sky Princess solo for a 7-night cruise. And I will also be partnering with Princess Cruises. So because I told you guys, we have a lot of partnerships and things in the works. So I'll be hosted by Princess Cruises for that sailing. That is Sky Princess 7-night cruise going to Belize, Cozumel, Costa Maya, and Roatan.
Oh.
So that'll be a nice cruise. So we had that. That's early March. Then we have mid-March, our family spring break cruise, Carnival Panorama. And that's all I'm gonna share for now.
Okay.
So the next 3 cruises, MSC Magnifica, Sky Princess, I have to think about it, and Carnival Panorama. Those are our next 3 cruises.
So you've already been on 3 cruises so far this year?
Yeah.
And it's the second month. Okay.
Yeah, I've been on 3. Has it been 3? Yeah. MSC Seashore, Icon of the Seas, and Allure of the Seas.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working hard.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hey family, can I get some port transportation out of Orlando? I remember you worked with a company, but I can't remember the name. Yes, and we are still working with cruise control transportation. So, yeah, cruise control transportation will take good care of you. You can book on their website. If you use code MHFAM, you will save 10% off. I sound like a commercial. You will save 10% off your transportation. They do provide transportation from Orlando Airport to the cruise terminal and back. And they also provide transportation from Orlando and Cocoa Beach area hotels to the cruise ship and back. It's $25 per person for shared shuttle. Their shared shuttle is about 10, 12 passengers. So a lot smaller than GoPort, and I'm going to say their name. So a lot smaller than GoPort. And
hold on. There's a reason.
Excellent service.
There's a reason why you want a smaller shuttle, because sometimes when you're with the bigger companies, you're going to have to wait for that big bus to get filled up. And sometimes that could take 45 to an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, especially if you have an early flight, because I like to book the first flight out. Like, and I'm not recommending this for you guys. I consider myself a professional cruiser at this point, I guess. And so, like, if I know I'm getting off the ship at 6, I could book a flight at 10:30. I wouldn't always recommend that for other people, but so you want to be able to get straight where you need to go. And I find that cruise control, they're going to get you there quickly. Whereas if you do a larger shuttle, then you're going to have to wait for them to fill that up. So Aaron says nothing wrong with cruising monthly. Nope, and that's the plan. I think we have something booked every month, maybe 2 or 3 each month. Jolinda says, how was your sailing with Carnival Celebration? My family and I are set to sail in August to the ABC Islands. Loved Carnival Celebration. We were on board twice. We were on board for the inaugural sailing, November 2022, and we were on again in July.
I don't
or June. No, June. Ron wasn't with us. My sister Cheryl and nephew Jordan were with us, and the kids. June. So yeah, love Carnival Celebration. One of my favorite Carnival ships. You'll have a really good time. Actually, was thinking about booking that again right, for because Andrew graduates this year, and was thinking about just doing that as a relaxation cruise with no vlogging, none of that. So yeah, you'll have a really good time. Let me go back here to the chat. Let's see. We're gonna be wrapping this up here soon. But if you have any last minute questions, feel free to drop those. But yeah, cruise control transportation, check them out. Use code MHFamily to save 10% off. Does Icon of the Seas have anything geared towards solo cruisers? They do not. They do not. So unfortunately, I feel like they dropped the ball with that as far as not having like solo cabins or the studio cabins. They do not exist. See what C says. Perfect match with the jacuzzi kiddo. Yeah, he was a water kiddo. He loved the water, and just thankfully he liked the jacuzzi better than the pool. So that was amazing. Thank you for answering my questions. I will definitely reach out to you this month. Absolutely. Angela says, I love your sisters. They're so real. Yeah. So yeah, my sister Regina will be with me on MSC Magnifica. And then Sister Cheryl will be cruising with me again in July. So she'll be on board with me. Carnival Horizon in July. Uh and Cheryl has another cruise with me too later this year. So she'll be with me a few times this year. Just click on, but we'll catch the beginning. I admire for passion for Autism on the Seas. It's a very good program for families. Keep up the good work. God bless you. Thank you so much. I would love to see your videos on the Carnival Panorama. I booked my first cruise on the ship for my October 2025 birthday. Yep, we will have Carnival Panorama. This will be our first time back to the West Coast as a family. Yes. Since our very first cruise as a family in 2019. So we're really excited to go back to the West Coast. Although the flights, we have our flight going there, and I'm trying to figure out the flight coming back. So, we got really cheap $40 one way flight on Spirit going to LA from Columbus, Ohio. But coming back, we gotta figure it out. We'll figure it out because we're going. We're already booked and paid, so we're going. But I would love for there to be a $40 return flight. But
it just might be out of Vegas.
Yeah, we did that our first cruise. We flew into Vegas and out of Vegas because we had really cheap flights. Yeah. But yeah, we'll figure it out. On the guest says, right, I want to book as early as 10:30, but 11 is the earliest I've done coming from Port Canaveral. Yeah, Port Canaveral can be tricky. And actually, I was on the Autism of the Seas cruise, and it sounds like there was an accident on that I don't know the name of the highway there. And some of the volunteers, thankfully I left a little early on disembarkation day because I knew I had autism on this. I
Early flight.
I had early flight because I had a night to shine to get to. So I left a little bit early. Thankfully, I did because there was an accident there, and it sounds like it shut down the road for 2 hours. So Port Canaveral can be tricky, and Orlando Airport itself is tricky because that's always packed. So I wouldn't chance it. I mean, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, if I know the ship is docking at 7 or 6:30, like I'm like one of the first ones to get off the ship, and I'm at the airport. So I don't believe in that waiting at the airport 2 hours before your flight. All that I'll get to the airport and board.
No, you got to share with them why you're able to do that because you have clear.
Oh, because I have clear. Oh, yeah.
So it's not like she's having to wait through those security lines as well.
Yeah. Welcome in, Quality Childcare One. Thank you for being here. Brian says, what is you and the family's favorite cruise line to go as a family? Carnival.
Yes.
It would be Carnival. I think because it was our first cruise line, and the kids have a lot of fun with Carnival. Overall, we love Carnival. It's fun. I like Royal Caribbean, but Royal Caribbean is a little bit more laid back, and sometimes I want that, that fun atmosphere to people watch. But if I were to say my favorite cruise line, no, I probably would still stick with Carnival. My favorite cruise ship is Celebrity Ascent.
Okay.
Yeah. Melina says flights are high right now. They are. They are. So we got to figure it out. But Thea says, see, that's my problem coming from the West Coast of Miami where there's a lot more ships out of Florida, the flights. Yeah. Yeah. Jessica, do all cruise lines typically honor price adjustments if cruise price goes down based on a promotion? For the most part, yes, they do. But it has to happen before final payment date. And it has to be apples to apples. What I mean by that is a lot of people, like I get people reaching out all the time saying, hey, I got a alert from this website that says my cruise went down, but it has to be apples to apples. What people don't understand, if you're not a travel agent, you don't realize that If you book an interior cabin, there might be 12 categories within interior cabins. So you might get an alert to say that interior cabins dropped, but that might be for that guaranteed cabin at the very bottom where the cruise line selects your cabin. It may not be for the exact category that you're booked in. So, in order for there to be a price adjustment, it has to be apples to apples, meaning there had to be a price drop within interior and within the category that you're booked in. And also, certain promotions, some like casino promotions, will not allow it to be repriced. Most of them will, though. So, most cruise lines, as long as it's before final payment, you can adjust the price. As a travel agent, I can adjust the price, but it has to be apples to apples. I get people all the time saying, "Hey, my price went down," and it really didn't. The cruise overall went down, but that category did not. Also, in order for the price to go down, there has to be availability within that category. Meaning, if you're booked in a like Carnival, an 8C balcony, if all of the 8C balconies are sold out, and let's say the 8D category price dropped, you can't get a price drop on your 8C because there's not a cabin to compare the price to, if that makes sense. But you could possibly upgrade to an 8D, which just puts you in a different location. So yeah, so long story short, yes, most cruise lines you can adjust the price. The only one that kind of gives an issue would be MSC. With MSC, when there is a price adjustment, they require that you cancel and rebook. So they don't have an easy like refare option or reprice option. You have to literally go in and cancel, and you can only do that if you have a refundable deposit. And then even that is a headache because if you get an agent that can't transfer monies and things, then they're going to be like, well, we got a refund back to the card, then you got to rebook and all that. So it's a hassle. But Royal Caribbean, Carnival, um, Disney, Celebrity, all those other cruise lines, it's not a problem.
I like when you talk that cruise ship talk.
Angela says, I see 47 thumbs up and 81 watching. Yes, thank you so much, guys. If you could hit that thumbs up for us. Uh, yeah, he meant as far as the family. Yeah, check pricing to fly back from Burbank. It's 1.5 hours from Long Beach, way better than Lax. I will, I'm writing that down. I will check. I will check because I was just looking at LAX. So, yep. Welcome in, Anthony on the move. Appreciate you being here. Let me go back to Facebook, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, so that's really all we had tonight. Just wanted to touch base. We haven't had a Chit Chat Tuesday in a minute, but yeah, if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those things. Next cruises, MSC Magnifica, 10 days, followed by Sky Princess and Carnival Panorama. So a lot coming up. Our next vlog series will be Carnival Conquest. That will roll out on Friday. We will get back on schedule. It's been crazy with volunteering and all kinds of things happening. So we didn't have a vlog release this past week, which I kind of needed a break. But Carnival Conquest will roll out on Friday, 7:30, our regular TGIF Friday time. And
Joe Marie,
yes.
this is Joe Marie's cruise. So every year my wife tries to do a cruise with the kiddos. And Joe Marie was questioning how she didn't feel like she was part of the family because she didn't have her cruise. So we was able to get it in December.
Yes. So yeah, so that's also in the works. So I have a couple cruises with, I try to do a cruise with each kid or a trip with each kid. Actually, I'll be in LA again in April. Oh,
that was an aha moment.
That was an aha moment. I might need to look at my schedule again. I'm supposed to be in that is an aha moment. I gotta look at my calendar.
So the
I'm
aha
supposed to be in LA for
a basketball
a Lakers game for Dice.
So for those of you that don't know, we try not to give our kids gifts. We try to give them experiences. So the quality of our retirement home will be better when they get older and they can take care of us.
Yeah. Jessica says, what are your thoughts on guaranteed rooms? I am always worried about getting an obstructed view for a balcony. That is a really, really good question. So if you don't know, a guaranteed cabin is a cabin where a lot of times you can save a lot of money by booking guaranteed. The cruise line will select your cabin location. So you might select to do an interior guaranteed. That just means you're guaranteed to get an interior cabin or guaranteed to get a cabin, but the cruise line will select. A lot of times you won't, sorry, I'm rolling my neck hurts. A lot of times you won't know what your cabin, what cabin you're assigned until closer to your sailing. So this is how I handle guarantee cabins. I personally will never book anyone in a guaranteed balcony. I never price guaranteed balconies because more than likely it's going to be an obstructed balcony. And if anyone quotes you a guaranteed balcony, they need to make sure that they advise you that it could be partially or fully obstructed. Um, Usually for those cabins, if you do a guaranteed balcony cabin, the cruise line will assign you after like the upgrade systems have worked, the bidding systems. A lot of people want to get out of the obstructed balconies. So if you have a guaranteed cabin, it's almost likely that you're going to be put in an obstructed balcony. Now, I will absolutely book interior and ocean view guaranteed cabins. For us, we do it. I mean, if you have a family where you need cabins side by side, then you can't do that because it's not guaranteed you're going to be side by side. Or if you're traveling with people and you want to be side by side, you should not book a guaranteed cabin. But like if I'm cruising by myself, I will absolutely book a guaranteed cabin because I don't care where I'm on the ship. I just want to be on the ship. But I also won't book a guaranteed cabin for someone that has like motion sensitivity or they have a special request, like they want to be near the elevator or they want to be near wherever. I don't do guaranteed cabin. So if you don't have motion sensitivity, you're not like a light sleeper, like in case they happen to put your cabin right next to the theater. If you don't have mobility challenges, things like that, then guaranteed interior or ocean view are the way to go. Never ever do. If you truly want a balcony, unless the pricing is just that great and you don't care what your view is, because sometimes you can get a guaranteed balcony for the price of an ocean view. If you just want fresh air and you don't care that you might be looking at a lifeboat, then yeah, do the guaranteed balcony. It's probably going to be obstructed. But every so often you luck up. Like I've had people do like a guaranteed interior cabin and they get upgraded to a balcony because when you do a guaranteed cabin, and MSC is really good about this. Like 3 of our 5 cruises, we did guaranteed interior and we wound up getting a balcony. So they are really good at actually upgrading you. But yeah, if you have any motion sensitivity, have a care for where you're located, think you might get an obstructed view, do not do guaranteed. But you can save a lot of money, like hundreds of dollars, if not more, doing guaranteed, especially with Royal Caribbean. Keisha says, just noticed your t-shirts. Love them and congratulations. Thanks. So yeah, guys, if you didn't go on, I did put their link earlier for Meet Night. Let me see if I can drop it again. Go over there, subscribe to their channel, tell them that we sent you, just to show some love back because they pour a lot into other channels. So let's give them some love and support.
So we were the channel of the year for 2023.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good question, Olga. I'm sorry, I was reading that. It says my dream is to go on a family cruise. However, my sister is hesitant to book because she's worried her son, who's nonverbal and won't be able to join the kids club. They can absolutely join the kids club. Now, let me tell you this, Andrew. I'm not going to say he's not. He's mostly nonverbal.
Yeah.
He can speak. He chooses not to. So when he's in the kids club, I can guarantee you he doesn't talk. The kids clubs are so accommodating. They will whatever needs are, that the child may have, they're going to support. So whether it is maybe he's nonverbal, but he has a communication device, or maybe he wants to write it down, or he wants to put it on a cell phone, whatever, they're going to ask you what can we best do to support them. And I can tell you, I haven't ran into a cruise line yet where that was an issue. So don't worry about being nonverbal. There's, whatever.
And what does Carnival have? The sensory pack?
Well, they have the sensory bags that,
Mm-hmm.
for those that have, like that might need to, like sound or lights and things like that, or fidgets. But like if he's nonverbal and he's in school, I would think maybe he has some sort of communication like device or some sort of things that he may use at school. I would say use those same types of resources on the cruise ship, and whether it's like cards or whether it is a communication device, and the cruise lines will absolutely work with him, and they'll also give you a cell phone to use during the cruise. That way, if he wants to communicate or if you need to call to check in at the kids club to make sure he's okay, you can do that without having to go back and forth to the kids club. So they can communicate with you what's going on if you need support, what have you. And I can tell you this, like I feel like the kids, for the most part, on board, I feel like kids in general, because they are exposed more to differences and, you know, different abilities or what have you, that kids are a lot more accepting and understanding than they were like when I was a kid.
And the staff meets the kids where they are.
Yeah, so I feel like the kids would help support. Andrew always finds a really good buddy on pretty much every cruise where they realize, that he's unique and they really support. Now, of course, you're gonna have those few little jerks that, I shouldn't say that.
No,
they're jerks. You're gonna have a couple of those, but I mean, for the most part, you're gonna have a really good.
And the buddies don't necessarily have to be in the kids club. We had a cruise director that took an interest in Andrew. So it's just the staff seems to be very accommodating to people with
yeah
that are not typicals.
Yeah, and I would say too, it like autism on the seas. I just talked about that. That might be an option for you as well. Having someone to be with him during those times that can help assist. So, if you don't feel comfortable, if your sister doesn't feel comfortable taking him on a typical cruise, do a autism on the seas volunteer cruise or staff assisted cruise, and they can help support him. But yeah, don't worry about not being nonverbal. If you guys probably have never heard Andrew talk on camera. Maybe he might have said like one word. He doesn't really speak.
But he does have his recipe, his recipe.
Yeah. Yeah, but he didn't even talk in that.
No,
he didn't talk. So yeah, thank you guys for the congratulations. Appreciate that. Did you notice Icon merchandise was at reasonable prices like their other ships? I really want a jacket. I didn't look too closely at much in the shops. I did look at the model ship, and I think it was like $90. So that was a little more expensive than the other ships. So if it's along those lines, it's probably a little more expensive than the other ships. They'll probably go down in price, but yeah. On the Go says, no, you're right, jerks. Yeah, I mean, I would say 95% of the people that we run into cruising have been so accommodating. So I'm talking about just people, but you are going to have, and that's just unfortunate. Those people that don't understand or don't get it. That's where you really got to keep an eye on. But I mean, the kids clubs, the teens and the kids that we've run into, never an issue.
No,
it's the grown folks. But congratulations on all your work and efforts in growing your channel and business. Thank you so much. Gloria says, I've taken my 10-year-old grandson who's autistic on 3 cruises and he was fine as long as he had his iPad. Yeah. And you can pack and take whatever you need for him to be comfortable in the kids stuff. Because like with Andrew doesn't talk a whole lot. Like he doesn't talk at all. Like he goes to the teens clubs. Andrew just wants to be in that atmosphere. He wants to, when they turn that music on, he wants to be the one on the dance floor dancing. And when the music's not on, and they're doing activities, Andrew was fine putting on his headphones, listening to his music and just watching. He just wants to be present. And so that's perfectly fine. Like if he has an iPad or something that he wants, definitely pack that, take that. Olga says, thank you so much for answering my question. I love your channel. I'll be sending your response to my sister. Absolutely. And feel free to email if you have any other questions. I don't mind answering those questions. On the Go says, pricing to me was typical RCL merchandise prices. Okay. Which cruise lines have you noticed have the most interesting excursions? I think they're all kind of the same excursions.
Yeah.
Probably Princess. I'm gonna say most interesting excursions, and I'm gonna say that because they partner with like Discovery Channel. So a lot of their ports will have Discovery Channel themed excursions where either it was something that appeared on Discovery Channel, like an area of nature, or like in Alaska they have like fishing boats that were like part of some series on Discovery Channel. So I would say Princess, but they all for me have pretty much the same excursions. And that's why I tend to do third party, because you can get the same excursions for cheaper. But I would say unique wise, I would probably go with Princess because they partner with Discovery Channel. Oh yeah. Drew said the chicken wasn't cooked on MSC. Yes, he did say that. Oh, he was heated about that chicken. Yeah, good point. He did say that. Probably one of the few times you heard him talk on camera. He said it wasn't cooked. The chicken was raw. So, and Because is right, and he was not happy with a lot more items than what was on yeah that MSCC side. But like I said this again, we had that one bad experience with MSC, but overall we've had we've had great experiences with MSC. It was just MSCC said we might get back on it. Who knows? But yeah. So we are going to go ahead and close out. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything on Facebook. Let's see here. Jolinda says, love you guys' videos. Thanks for sharing your family, your travel experiences. Absolutely. We enjoyed doing this. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to close out. If you did not go subscribe to Meet and I, please do so. Comment on their video and say that we sent you guys over there. We want to show them some love.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see you guys Friday for our video premiere of Carnival Conquest with Joe Marie, Mom and Daughter Cruise. And then I think after that, I won't have any content for Allure of the Seas. I didn't even pack my camera or anything because I knew this cruise was not a vlogging cruise. I do have a couple of like shorts or reels. Like when I did have free time, I might have panned the camera around, panned my phone around, but there's no vlog series for Allure of the Seas. I would love to get back on Allure of the Seas because it was a really nice ship. Like I would love to get back on that ship. Can you book the Holland standby cruises? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yeah, that's a new thing with Holland America where you can book like a very last minute, deeply discounted cruise. It really only works if you're in that port area, but yeah, I can book those. Thank you so much for answering all the questions, your volunteerism, and your exciting attitudes about cruising. Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you guys for being here. If you have not hit that like button, please do that. We're gonna go ahead and go. Yeah, we'll see you guys Friday during our premiere. And again, we appreciate you guys. Please share our channel out. We want to continue to grow. We're at 15,000, almost 600. So if we can maybe get to 16,000 by the end of the month, that would be amazing. So we appreciate you guys and just stay tuned for more to come from us. But we're gonna go ahead and close this off. We'll see you guys next time. Be well.